can't believe you say that shit.
They play better from behind
Nobody they all that. You don't hope that I know.
I have a good entrepreneur. He was the only black panther left. I
There goes Steve.
that was back in the 70s, late 70s.
Oh, regular season.
You ready? Are you ready for the libations?
The libations?
Yes. And we brought the candles. That's what we brought, the Kwanzaa candles rituals. Okay. And we may need the matches or something.
Yeah. What's Nick? Where did you go? We got looking at it. I can't do that. That's just that's 3 times easy to get it so bad.
With that camera, you know what you're doing?
Yeah, put it on autopilot. Leave it alone. No. We're gonna get closer. I can start without me. I went over there. It ain't no big deal. I know I can't. You gotta go right after the program. I just say with all the ones that I hear, stand up here. I know, though. There you go.
Anybody comes up.
Yeah, man.
I'm the keeper. They got the keeper with the keeper. Come with the animals.
Got a table.
Boy, the guy sitting here. Those two are my boy.
Hey, how you doing, Joe? All right.
Brother,
Yeah, that's all. You started. Really? You ever be selling for anything? No sales? No sales.
No set yet.
Oh, yeah, let me see you.
Hey, don't break the camera.
No, I want. I got a joke now.
I'm telling you.
Hey, Big Joe.
so what's happening in your life that's big news?
Oh, not
Got some Leo?
I think I'm over it.
A joke.
No.
I see you in the downtown, man. I was in the box. 7:30 in the morning.
Who, Joe? Get to know.
Good evening.
Wait, downtown. Downtown.
Excuse me, I said good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Nice. Oh, wow, this is a sight. This is beautiful. And if you could stand where I'm standing and see all your wonderful faces, and this is beautiful. Thank you, everyone, for coming. My name is Andre, and I wanted to take a couple minutes to welcome everyone on behalf of the Pan-Afrikan Student Services, the Pan-Afrikan Student Union, the Juba Mentoring Program, and the Pan-Afrikan Student Center. This is our end of the year blast, the Pan-African celebration, our second annual one, and we are looking forward to having fun, having food, and having some entertainment tonight. It was wonderful. This was a great year. We had a lot of events planned and everything went well. And so tonight we're hoping that everything will go as smoothly as the whole year did. And of course we're counting on your participation. So before we start, I would like us to all just give ourselves a round of applause for just a wonderful year. Thank you. And so to kick off tonight and to go through the rest of the agenda with you, I would like to introduce your Masters of Ceremony tonight, Mr. Eric Iverson, a fellow student and a member of our Pan-Afrikan Student Union, your MC.
Good evening. Thank you. Good evening. This is my first MC occasion, but I think I'm doing pretty good so far. What do you think? At least I look good, I guess. Right? Okay. What we're gonna do? We're gonna start off the evening with a little something from Washington D.C. Joe Young. He's gonna come up and say something to us and maybe do a little prayer to get the things going right. So, Joe Young, come on up.
Good evening. Good evening. We always like to, in fact, sometimes it's fortunate that we're at a Christian-based college, so some people don't get too uncomfortable about opening the Word of God and sharing something from His Word. I want to read to you a verse out of the 5th chapter of Deuteronomy. I'm sure most of you are familiar with it. The 16th verse of the 5th chapter of Deuteronomy reads, "Honor your father and your mother, as the Lord your God has commanded you, that your days may be long, and that it may be well with you in the land which the Lord your God is giving you." And I was just thinking about that, because on this occasion, we oftentimes take for granted the path that has been led for us. Those who have gone on and laid the path for those of us who are graduating and receiving honors and receiving your awards and your accolades. We want to never ever forget that many people, and when we think about honor your mother and father, we're thinking about all the people who paved the way. And we want to just make sure that we take a time and a moment to remember that. It's something that's also in the historic tradition of many people, to remember those who have paved the way. And so as we bow our heads to pray, we're going to take just a second and just meditate on those people who have allowed you to be where you're at today. Let us bow our heads. Gracious Father, we are so thankful to be in this place this evening. We are thankful, Father, for those who we celebrate, who you have blessed to be a part of us, and we are thankful for those who have paved the way. We ask that you just embrace us with your Spirit right now, that everything that we say, share, and do be not just acceptable and glorifying to you, but be uplifting to all the people who participate. We give you the thanks, glory, and honor for everything in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen.
We're now going to hear a song by one of our community members here. Willett Whithead is going to come up and she's going to sing, I'm not sure what's the title of the song again? Amazing Grace.
Every moment.
So, let's bring her up here. Thank you.
Praise the Lord, everybody.
Praise the Lord.
I'm happy to be here. This is one of my first events with you guys, but I'm going to make some more. The first song I'd like to minister to you is entitled Amazing Grace. And I know y'all probably like, I heard that song a million times, but I assure you this is a different rendition that you've ever heard before. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that God speaks to you through this song, and that I will glorify His name through it. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieve. How precious is the grace appeared the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun. We know. No, last place to sing my God's praise. Then when we first
I just got a message that the alumni down the hall want you to do an encore presentation. So you may have to start heading down there. We're going to let you hear a few poems now. We have a few poets in our midst. The first poet is going to be Albert McClure. He's kind of our community, as Miss Anita calls it, community poet. So we'll have him step up to the mic here.
poem I'm about to do is called Azizi Johari. And I think it's very apropos because of these lovely ladies that we have here. Azizi Johari. Azizi Johari is what you are to me. Black is the color of your hair. Black as outer space is black. And your eyes are shiny black, like black diamonds are shiny black. Black is the color of your skin, the rich blue-black of delta soil, soft as velvet to the touch. I love your skin. Black goddess, you stand before me accepting homage, dispensing favors, totally unaware that men have killed for less. Did you know that in Swahili, Azizi Johari means a rare precious stone? Because it is spring, and I'm a romantic sort of fellow, those are on the campus that who was speaking or listening to me know that that's what I do, write romantic poetry. This one is called Spring. Lord, make me immune this spring to the scent of fern-filled glen or river run. Steal my heart. Don't let us sing of love and lovers. Let not one of those memories restart a cycle once begun when I was young. Lord, don't let me dwell upon the pleasures life can give. Let me stand aloof, apart from all things that touch the heart. Keep me closed within my shell. Don't let fleecy clouds above or a flight of geese across the sky move me. Bring a tear as I recall someone dear. Lord, make me immune this spring. The heart is such a fragile thing. Thank you.
Can I borrow a couple of those springtime fair show? All right. Next we have Tina McCurdy. She's also a member of the Augsburg community here, and we're going to have her come up. And then following her will be Keith Allen, and he will be also blessing us with a poem.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
I want to say praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I thank the Lord for allowing me to be here tonight, to be in your company. There was a time in my life when I didn't think I would make it this far, but I know that it's all because of God. He has great plans for me. I've been through many trials, tests, and tribulations. And when I look back, all I can say is thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for where you brought me from, where I am today, and where you want me to be. He's opened many doors for me. I cannot tell you all that the Lord has done for me, but I just thank him, I thank him, I thank him. I have this poem that I want to read, and it's entitled, My Heart Was There. I wrote this poem especially for Anita Hawthorne, because my life has been so compact. I don't have time to do things. It seems like I just can't get here. There's so many interferences in my life. It wasn't easy. It's getting where I'm at today. It just wasn't easy. And sometimes I wanted to be here at some of these events, but because of outside interferences, I just couldn't. But my heart was there. Maybe you wondered where I've been, or if I cared or felt within about the call of my own kind to reach new goals that were once denied. Or maybe you wondered just about me and the confrontations that this life brings. Can I overcome? Will I win? Can I be the victor of the war that's within? Within myself, there's been a struggle. Do I please self or do I please others? So many decisions I've had to make. Seemed like a dream I just couldn't wake. This dream has come through a course of time. Seems as though the dream wasn't mine. But I caught hold to a vision that's been prompting me to live the life God gave to me. to question myself every now and then. Where in this life do I fit in? There have been times when I wanted to be there, just to let you know I cared. But there's been one thing after the other. It's been a fight, a real hard struggle. But I'm still here. I did survive. I fight in other ways for my own kind. You may not hear or see of my deeds, but I am on the battlefield victoriously. For there is one who goes before me, the one who planned my destiny. Sometimes I don't know what to do, so I depend on him to guide me through. Through whatever the struggle might be at that time, even when it's concerning my own kind. He's let me know that there is a struggle, but that the struggle encompasses a multitude of others. I have not given up, no, I never shall quit, for the sword of the Lord is sharp and quick. All of my battles he does fight, he goes before me both day and night. I have not given up, and I do not yield. God will fight all my battles, for he is my shield. Forgetting not those who have come before me, forgetting not those who are really in need, forgetting not the ones who fight openly by making their faces known and seen. I know that my face needs to be seen in recognition of my own kind. It's not that I'm all into myself. It's not that I don't care about anyone else. It's simply due to the inventions of life that at times they cause me to be out of sight. I've always wanted to be there, just to let you know I care. And then I have this special message to Anita. Just because I wasn't there doesn't mean I doesn't care.
Hardcore.
This is for the seniors. You never come to a stop. You clean your back steps with a mental mop. You beaten the cannons to your left of you. You beaten the cannons to the right of you. You know the story of your life has just begun and has been guided. You may think you only have one life to live, which keeps you young and restless, but as the world turns, but only as the world turns. You are educated, you are proud, you are respected. You have come a long way on a narrow path while pushing the walls as you walked. So I can only wish I could be in a position you are, the position to excel, the position to shine, the position to win. Keith is our Mr. Pan-African, that's for sure.
Yeah, all right.
Here down at the conference. He was proud. Somebody paid off the judges, so he's our Mr. Pan-African. Food.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
Before we go, I'm gonna ask Boyd. Would you bless our meal tonight?
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for this chance to gather together on a very special occasion. Bless the food for our hearts, minds, and souls. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank you.
Amen.
You go ahead.
Those of you who have come in, there's a table, raise your hand, Bobby Joe, over there for those of you all who came in late. And we're going to start with the table that Leah's at, right down the middle with Jenny's table and Kevin's table, that's my husband's table. And but let's start off first with our speaker being able to eat. So Nuru, you need to go first. Leah, come on. And then we're going to do this side and start with Boyd and my hungry eaters over here. Go ahead and last because oh,
Have a bow.
he just busted
Y'all get the back clean up.
Yeah, back clean up on what?
too late.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
Take care of Nikki too.
I really want to know you, man.
I want to move. I
Hey, Keith, whiskey.
Name everything that's on the back of this program. I can tell you that she was a 1991 Augsburg College grad. That she got her master's degree at Mankato State and is currently working on her doctorate. But rather than do that, I decided to talk about what exactly she means to me. She's like an older sister for me because whenever I'm around at the office, she always take time to talk about relationships, and occasionally I'll be on my way to catch the bus and she borrow me maybe 50, 75 cents so I can catch it. But most importantly, she was a graduate here, so she went through the same obstacles and situations that I'm currently going through here right now. And since she tackled them so successfully, she serves as motivation and inspiration for me. And I've been practicing saying the name all day, so hopefully I get it right. Guru Adriana. Okay.
Thank you. I apologize for my voice. It's the end of the day, and this is how I sound at the end of every day. Between constantly being on the phone at work, yelling at my sister at home, and just being worn out from the day's events. So I hope you can at least understand half of what I'm trying to share with you this evening. But before I begin, I just want everyone, if you can stop chewing just a little bit, and just repeat after me, please. I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner. It doesn't matter what they call me.
It doesn't matter what they call me.
It's what I answer to.
It's what I answer to. Okay. Yeah. Oh, teach.
I'm a teacher by trade. This is what I think God has asked me to do in my life. So I can't speak without writing. That's the only way I understand what I'm trying to say too. So, first of all, I want to say that when we think of the word winner, we are always thinking about competition, correct? There's some competition going on where if you're not a winner, then what are you normally? A loser, okay. Well, this is what I think. I can never be a loser as long as I don't create that position, correct? So all you can be is a what? Winner. And you can have only what type of a situation? Win-win situation, right? And all of us in this room tonight are all winners. Why? Because we're here. Isn't that enough reason to think that you're a winner? How many of you, when you were small, never even thought of going to a college? Or maybe somebody told you you could never go to college. Or that you would go to college, but you'd drop out once or twice or maybe 10 times in your life. Okay. But you know what? You're proving them wrong right now, aren't you? Okay. And those of you who are graduating in a few weeks, you are already winners. Now, what does it take to be a winner? Well, the first thing that we could have is we've got to have the will. Correct? Yes. Now, you can ask, whose will? What type of will are you talking about? Well, there's the will to do something, to become something, to increase yourself, to excel. That's one kind of will. Another kind of will is a higher will from a higher power. So we got to know what his will is for us. Correct? Anybody listening to me, or chicken too good? Okay. All right. So, like Andrew says, don't talk to me. I'm eating. She'll just raise her hand. So, okay. So we have to have will, and you have to decide what kind of will you're going to take into your life, and the kind of will that God wants for you. Then we definitely have to have identity. It's very important to us, people of African descent, especially in this day and age where so many forces and factors are trying to take our identity away from us, trying to make us feel that we're not worth anything, that we come from a culture that is not worth anything. Cultures that are not positively enforced on television, in the media, in the textbooks. We were just having a conversation here where Leo said to Brother Eric, when you go out and teach in the public schools, I want you to make sure you have 3-4 chapters of African history, he said. And he's telling the truth because I'm also a teacher, so I know the kind of textbooks that are out there. And our children need identity today. They need to know who they are, where they come from, the rich culture that raised them. The biggest gift, okay, I want you to think about this a little bit. Tell me if I'm lying. But the biggest gift that our parents gave to us is our what? It's our identity. If they didn't give you a new car at age 18, if they couldn't give you a $20,000 savings bond, at least they gave you something. They gave you your identity. You may be from Tanzania, Kenya, Ghana, United States, Chicago, Minneapolis, but at least you know where you are now, but more importantly, where you come from. And in the end, we all come from the great big continent of what? Africa. So, identity is not only knowing where you are now, but also an inner self. How many of you here are comfortable with yourselves? You sure about that? How many of you here know somebody who's not? Okay. You know how they act? How people act when you know they're not comfortable with themselves? It's like being pushed in a box, a big person being put in a small box. And what do? What do you feel like doing? You fidget, you complain all the time about how tight it is where you are, how your feet hurt, how you can't sit up straight, how you can't sit down. That type of a person is a person who's not happy with who they are because they don't really know who they are. They have a problem with their identity. The N-word. Big here at Augsburg College, and Ms. Hawthorne always tries to make sure we understand before we leave these doors. Another factor that makes each and every one of us here a winner is networking. Okay? You can have the will, you can know who you are day in and day out, you're very proud of yourself, but you don't know anybody else but yourself. And that's a problem in this world. You have to know who you need to go to talk to somebody about something that's bothering you, whether it is emotional, physical, academic, spiritual. And I'm very blessed because I have a lot of network in the Twin Cities and in the various states that I have studied in, or even places that I have traveled. So if you don't have network, you're basically what? You're a loner. And one of the things I really love about the mentoring program here at Augsburg is that although people try to take away who we are and what we've been, the mentoring program is proof that we always come back full circle. Because us continental Africans who are from the continent, tell me if you don't know any extended relatives that have been a mentor to you. The mentoring program is an African tradition. We have always mentored our young because we're the ones that says it takes a village to raise a child. So what's going on tonight is just another version of the mentoring system that has always been going on through when time began, I guess you could say. So the mentoring program gives you the opportunity to network with people who have gone through the same road, the same path as you and I. The other end is nerves. Not the nerves that you're shaking all the time, but guts. You have to be a risk taker in order to be a winner. Because if you are always afraid, always second guessing, always asking, always walk the safe road, never take any challenges in your life, then you're just going to stay where you are and you're never going to move from point A to point B. So you have to have some nerves. Now when somebody says to you, oh, shit, some nerves, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You should also take that into a good thing because yes, I have a will, I know who I am, I got the people behind me, and I've got nerves. And I'm going to do what I need to do in order to advance and increase my potential. Okay, so nerves is another big word, and again it means taking risks, facing challenges. Now, there's an E here, right? Okay. Is it here? Endurance. That's the E word. When you run, what's the difference between the person that makes it to the finish line and the person that doesn't? Speed. Speed, okay. Okay, endurance is another. Let's talk about a marathon. I should have made that clear. A marathon runner. Endurance. For you to make it through a BA or a BS program, you know, all of us sitting here know, that you had to endure a lot of pain. Physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain. How many times have we thought we were going to drop out because we got an F in Algebra 101? Okay? Or you couldn't even make the meetings for racquetball. I almost flunked racquetball, by the way, because I missed some of the times that I needed to be there. All he said was, come here and show up. But every time I tried to go, something always tried to block me. So there are times when you feel like it just can't be happening to me, but you have to endure. And in the program that I'm doing now, folks, we're talking about the University of Minnesota. And the University of Minnesota is a good and fine institution, but you know, I tried to ask myself, why am I so tired at the end of every day? Have you ever asked yourself why you're so tired at the end of every day? Anybody have an answer they want to share with us? Working too hard. Okay. Well, you know what? I sat down with my boss one day, and she, apparently she had the same problem. She asked me, she said, do you know why I'm so tired at the end of every day? I said, no, I don't. And she said, because, she said, I'm around a lot of people who don't look like me and who do not reaffirm or confirm who I am. That was why she was so tired at the end of every day. Now, what I figured it was the only time that I feel at home in my environment when I'm in my office, when I have everything that reminds me of where I come from and who I am. I have my Pan-Afrikan Conference poster. I have my African History Month calendars. I have all kinds of things that represent who I am, because this is what I take wherever I go. So, after you can be tested a lot because the people there don't look like you, they don't act like you, they don't talk like you. Okay, you have a lot of challenges in front of you, so you have to endure many of those mental, emotional, and even academic challenges that are in front of you. The last letter is respect. So that's W-I-N-N-E-R. That's the winner. We've got to have respect not only for ourselves, we have to start here, but for who else? Other people. You have to have respect for other people. Now, you can also say, well, R could also stand for responsibility, but before you can have all that, you have to have respect first. It's the idea of knowing what you want and respecting yourself, putting the standards where you want them to be. And we're talking about competition. If you have to compete, compete with yourself. Don't compete with anybody else, because the standards they raise for themselves cannot be your standards. If you're always going to compete against somebody else, you know what? You're going to be very miserable. Because a person gets a BA, you want a BA. A person gets an MS, you want an MS. A person gets a PhD, you want a PhD. Post-PhD, you want a post-PhD. Post, and the list goes on. Next thing you know, you're all tired out. And then you wonder, what have I accomplished? So, respect for what you want, for yourself, and for other people. This is how I define a winner. Someone who has will and knows God's will. Someone who has identity, who knows who he or she is, and is comfortable with him or herself. Network, cares about community, reaching out to people and allowing people to take care of them. Nerves, guts, takes risks. Endurance, to run that long marathon and not to quit. And respect. Now, I asked Tut to distribute 3 little scenarios to people out in the audience. And I want the person to read out loud the task that I wanted you to do on that piece of paper. This is how I believe we need to act today. We need to make our own rules about where we are, what makes us a winner. You cannot let people tell you that you are a winner or a loser. Remember we said it's not what they call me, it's what? It's what you answer to. So if somebody tells you you're a loser, then you certainly are if you believe it. But can somebody give me situation number 1? Was that Chad or Keith? Who has a little piece of paper? Okay, Keith, can you please read out loud what it is that...
You are competing in a marathon and realize that everyone is passing you by.
You talk louder, please.
Stand up.
You are at the end of the
Stand
race.
up.
You are feeling discouraged and feel like you're quitting altogether. Rule. The first one to reach the finish line is a winner. Make your own rules so that you can be the winner in this situation.
Let me just repeat what Keith said. The situation was, you're running a marathon, and everybody's passing you by. You're the last one at the end of the run. And you said, I'm going to quit. I don't care. Because the rule is, according to the referee or whatever, the first one that reaches the finish line is the what? The winner. Now, I'm challenging you, the runner, to make your own rule to determine if you're going to be a winner or a loser. So what's a rule that you can make for yourself in this situation?
Finish.
Raise your hand, somebody. Mr. McFarland.
Finish the race.
Finish the race, okay? So how can we put that into a rule for yourself?
Well, whenever you start, finish it.
Very good. Whatever you start, finish it. What's another way to put that?
Don't give up.
Huh? Never quit. Well, what about as long as I reach the finish line, I'm a winner? Okay, doesn't matter if I get there first, last, 20th, as long as I get to the finish line. And if you look at it like that, again, we did not create a position for ourselves to lose, did we? Because what did we do? We just changed the rules. In our mind, we just changed the rules just like that. So if you finish that finish line, you know you're not a loser because you didn't quit. Situation number 2.
You've been in and out of college for about 10 years, and it seems that more financial, family, and other responsibilities will continue to delay you from getting that degree. People tell you that you are a loser because you can't finish at the normal length of time as everyone else. Rule. People should get their BA or BS degree within no more than 5 years.
Okay, so you've been in and out of school 10 years. and people are just saying, you're never gonna make it. You better just quit right now. Go get a job doing something else. The rule is, because this is, national studies show that students in the past have been able to finish their studies within 4 years. Augsburg, I think, recommends you finish it in 4 years. And then now they've increased it from the 5 years is the average year of doing a BA, BS. So if you can't make it in what everyone says you should, what do you say to yourself? Mindy.
You say, I'm not going to give up.
Okay, she says she's not going to give up. What's another way of putting it?
As long as I make it.
As long as I make it, as long as I get that degree? Absolutely. Situation number 3.
You have just graduated from Augsburg College with the majors in MIS, like me, computer science and economics. You applied for a job at IBM and was notified that you are going to be interviewed. You do all your research on the company and the job and feel very confident about the interview. A few days after the interview, you receive a rejection letter. You beat yourself up and feel very depressed. People tell you that you should have done this and done that. You feel like a loser. Ruth, only the real winners outperform all other candidates and get the job.
Okay, so do you believe in that rule? That if you didn't get the first job out of college, or maybe second or third job, that you're just a big loser? The 3 majors that you had were just waste of time, that other people out there have something more than you do? So what's one way we can change the rule for yourself to be a winner in that situation? You've researched IBM, know all the ins and outs about this company, know who started it, and children of the person who started it and all that stuff, and you even know this job that you applied for, but for some reason you didn't get the job. Sometimes it's your fault, sometimes it's not. Most of the time it's not. So what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can start your own business. But what is it that's gonna carry you through that depression? The winning attitude that you have to have in order to carry you through that depression of being rejected by Mr. IBM.
I did my best.
Absolutely. You did your best. No one can ask more than the best from you. So these 3 situations, just simple scenarios of things that happen to us in an everyday situation. And my suggestion, or one of the things that has always helped me through difficult times, is I have to rewrite the rules for myself. Okay? Because obviously, if there's only one position and 200 applicants, all the 200 applicants are not going to get it. So the person that said the real winner, quote unquote, is the one who gets the job. Well, so there are what? 199 losers? I guess so, if you look at yourself that way. So whenever you're in a situation where people are calling you this and calling you that, always rewrite the rules for yourself so that you come out with a positive win-win situation. Now, there are mentors in the house tonight. There are a lot of community leaders, elders, and one of the things that I'd like to say to them is that you are very important to us young people. I'm a product of maybe, I don't know, 25 mentors to get me to where I am today. But through my family, again, the system that gave me my identity, my family, they're my mentors. Ms. Hawthorne is definitely one of my mentors. Dr. Fagan, who some of you know in Mankato State, is my mentor. Dr. Josie Johnson, University of Minnesota, is my mentor. And I was able to be exposed to all these wonderful, dynamic, inspiring people through the networking system. And they're the ones who gave me the nerves and taught me endurance, but most of all, self-respect and respect for them. Now, for the mentors and the leaders in the audience tonight, I just want to show you that sometimes it's not even just spending, like 3 hours a week with your mentees that makes the difference. It's even just little things that mean a lot to us. Like, I remember when I was at Mankato, I was having a problem finding money to put myself through school. I had an assistantship, but that only paid for half of my tuition. And I had to find the other half on my own. So I talked to Ms. Halpern on the phone, and as usual, whining. And it was, you know, I can't find no money, and so on and so forth. And I have $20 left in my account, and so on. And I broke somebody's TV, so I got to, you know, all those kinds of things that are just in your life. So she said, well, I'm going to write to you, she said. So she sent me, this is July 29th, 1993. She probably doesn't even remember this. But, and I have kept this very dear to my heart ever since that day. She said, Dear Nuru, everything will be all right. God is continuing blessing us, and surely you will be aware of all his goodness. Another summer without you. I hope you stay strong, pray, and continue to know that you are special. You will be just fine. Faith, keep it. Amanita Gay at that time. And I put the smiley face on there. So I just wanted to share that with you because that just goes to show you what our mentors can do for us. I think about 2 or 3 this letter, everything was just fine. I was able to find what I needed, and I was able to go throughout the day without, you know, was able to carry on and be the winner that she has always taught me to be. So, mentors, thank you for your time and the advice, the counsel that you give to us young students, young people, because we depend on you to carry us through these difficult times. And for us young folks out here, we have a lot to give back. The more you should what? Amen. The more you should give back. So I just want to reiterate that sometimes life doesn't always give you what you want. Why don't I ever win the lottery? How come I don't have a BMW? I've worked hard enough. Okay? Why can't my parents just put me through school the rest of my life? Why do I have to work and go to school? Okay, but one of the things that you realize is that it makes you a better person. And as long as you have a winning attitude towards your life and towards yourself, I don't think there's any way you should fail. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nuru. We really appreciate your presence here at Augsburg, still in our community. I'm going to do a few door prizes so we can get going. I know it's a basketball game on, so I got to get some of my fans out of here. So I'll have a couple. Everyone should have had a piece of paper and put their names up in here. And so I'll
ain't got no paper though.
Fire after.
Talisa Scott. Brian Heron.
Make sure you report this, Brian, now. I'll be in there for it.
Hey.
Last one. That's the one you just put in.
Hey, chill.
The whole box. Abe wrote his name on a few of them. I saw him.
I bet you wrote like Abe and then Abraham.
Probably. And Abram.
I should have done it. does like jump and then Noel and then
Mary Kelly.
Mary Kelly!
Kelly gets a special gift anyway. His name is on it because he's the one who's told us what. No.
Endurance? Hey, I win some too.
He's giving us the thing, putting yourself in always put yourself in the position to win.
Position to win. That's the next sermon.
And Lord Harris. Mildred Thomas. And Denise.
Just give anybody those.
I haven't got since 82, 3, since I came up here the first time.
Bobby Joe Champion.
Before then, I think too.
And Phyllis Edwards.
I didn't realize you should pick. Oh, she did. Yeah, I was winning these things. I was winning.
Noodle.
And for this last break right now, I'd like to give Mr. John Jackson to come up.
Oh, no, that's weird. I was thinking about that the other day.
Mr. Jackson has been one of our most faithful attended mentors throughout the year, and we want to just say thank you for being part of the Augsburg community and need you to help us get planning and raise money for next year. So thank you. Eric.
All right. You can pick up Nuru's book at the bookstore. It's called How to Be a Winner. And you may have seen her infomercial on TV too. She's been on some videos for quite some time now. I didn't know if you guys do that or not. But just keep an eye out for that. Let's see here. Oh, we're going to have another song, right? Okay. From Willett, because she sang before and she's going to bless us again with another song.
So I'm going to share with you is called entitled I Must Tell Jesus.
You can take it.
I must tell Jesus all of my trials. I cannot bear these burdens alone. In my distress, He kindly will help me. He'll take care and loves you.
compassionate friend. If I but ask him, he will deliver, make all my troubles with thee and I must tell Jesus, I must tell Jesus, I cannot bear these burdens alone. I must tell Jesus, I must tell Jesus, Jesus can help me, Jesus alone. Since then, try, need our great Savior. Would you can help my burdens to bear? I must tell Jesus, I must tell Jesus, heal my cares and sorrows will share. I must tell Jesus, I must tell Jesus, I cannot bear these burdens alone. I must tell Jesus, I must tell Jesus, Jesus can help me. I know Jesus can help me. Jesus can help me. Oh, Lord.
That small woman blew up our speaker. Yeah, I was thinking about her lungs. I'm like, how can she see so? I mean, you know, and then boom. So anyway, I think we're just gonna have to wing it. Well, the next person come up don't need a mic anyway. So. We're gonna have a few testimonials here from some of our seniors. Now, where did he go?
He's to your left, Brad.
Oh, there he is. I'm sorry.
I get confused. Hi, my name is Abe. I went to Ms. Gill's office yesterday, and she said she should give a testimony. Now, first thing, James and Chad asked me, "Hey, what are your notes?" You know, I'm not a good writer, but I can tell you one thing I know I'm going to say, though. I'm not a good writer. You know, my name is Abe. I went to high school in London. The first day I came over at Augsburg, I came over the first day. Oh, I'm going to be talking about African and African American relationship at Augsburg, you know. The first day I came, I was downstairs in the lobby. I looked around me. I couldn't see no black person around. Like, what's up? The lady came to London, and she promised me that I was going to come to Augsburg. I'm going to see a lot of black students. I said, wow, I'm going to see everybody around. And this girl took me upstairs to the 4th floor in my room. She showed me my room. I believe when she was leaving the room, she closed the door. And I looked around the room. Nobody. I just had my suitcase. Nothing in the room. I said, oh my God. I can't believe I left my purse on the way in London with everything I got. I'm in an empty room. I can't see no black person. I can recall that day. I came downstairs probably 2 days after that. I came upstairs to eat. While going to eat upstairs, and I sat on this table alone. And the reason I sat on this table alone was while leaving London, I had that not feeling that you come to the States, any brother you see, it's a bad brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking that in London, what I see on TV in London, I went to all-white school, they told me that, you know, all the boys are bad, you know? I was on the table alone. And Michael came to me on the table. He said, what's up? I'm like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? That bitch I'm from London, I ain't want no game about no bad boy. I said, what's up? And I can show my face, you know? So how you doing? I'm all right. I ate and I left. The next time Michael saw me, I had a jacket on with London on the back, a leather jacket. So you go play basketball? I said, oh yeah. brother, don't play no basketball. No, brother said, yeah. I'm gonna play basketball. So you gonna try with the team? I'm like, yeah. You don't think I'm high enough to play no basketball. I know that for a fact. Yeah. You know, I went to my room. Why is the dude just talking to me? You know what I'm saying? Why is the dude just talking to me? What's funny? I ain't gonna get involved no bad dude. You know, while I leaving London, I came over here to study. And like 2 weeks after that, I saw another brother called Courtney and Gil. You know, we came to us and we talked, decided to talk. And I was like, damn, everybody should be bad around there, but these 2 brothers, man, they're so cool. We started to talk. They said, hey, you can come over to my apartment anytime you want. You know, open their arms to me and all that. That's nice, you know. Less than a month, I can promise you, boy. I was in the group, you know what I'm saying? Every weekend in the club, you know what I'm saying? Mom, having fun. Hey, you doing your schoolwork? Yeah, Mom. Anytime I sit alone, it wasn't for Courtney, Gil, and Michael. I'm probably gonna be outside. I'm probably gonna be outside looking, looking at other boys and think they're bad. And nowadays at Augsburg, I don't see them American brothers go to the African brothers, saying open arms like before. The first time I came, all the American brothers came to the African brothers, say, welcome home, you know what I mean? You get one, we from outside, we just come over and go to school, we're a minority. You guys are a minority, we understand that. But now we coming, we're a minority with an accent, you know what I mean? If you hear me talk, you know I got an accent, you know what I'm saying? We don't communicate. You gotta come to the African brother and say, you know what I mean? What's up? Invite the brother over to your apartment and say, talk to the brother, Not because the brother don't wear no Air Jordans, I mean, not cool, I'm saying. Everybody not like that, Talk to the African brother, open your arms to them, accept and talk to them, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, I don't see that at Augsburg. It hurt me a lot that when I came the first year, I saw that all the time. When I go to eat upstairs, all the American brothers coming up and say, hey, what's up? Let's go eat. You know what I mean? We're together. We're very close. But nowadays, I don't see it now. Now I sit down on the bench downstairs during the break time. I see some African brothers pass by. They probably acknowledge me, say, yo, what's up, hey? China be sitting there. The man I said nothing to chat. And China be sitting there too. Sometimes when I respond to them too, because they don't talk to me, you don't want to be bad with them. You know what I'm saying? I would really like to see the American kids going to them African brothers and saying, yo, what's up, you got to come over my partner, we can watch basketball, go out together, do things together, you know what I'm saying? It's not like that no more at Augsburg. I don't like that. It's bad because when I came the first time, I saw that. That's the reason today I'm still at Augsburg, because the first time I came, the boys opened their arms to me. I wish every brother here, can open their arms to every African brother. I can tell you right now, if you look in this room, we have very few African brothers here, but there are a lot of African brothers who go to school here, but they're not here right now. I don't know where they are. Because the reason, they're not here with us. We don't do things together. They feel they are outside. I talk to them and say, you know what I mean? You guys don't call us to do things. You guys just sit there, talk all day, They might say we are loud sometimes, They don't want to be loud like me, you know what I'm saying? But, I enjoy viewing viewing everybody. I just want to say that, I really appreciate any American who see any African to, to open their arms to them, ask them questions, about the food they eat, where they're from, about the background, about the family, Through that, you guys will get close, things gonna start happening. I gotta say, Brian, I didn't know much of stuff like that,
That's eight.
This next woman is a near and dear person to me, and it's going to be dearly missed here, I know for sure. Having her in education classes and having her around to, I don't want to call her mom, but kind of like that to me anyway. I was just thinking about this guy. I missed her cooking last year, and I was upset because here at Augsburg, when you come to eat, it's BYOS, bring your own spice, and because they don't have, well, what's up north here, kind of, so they don't have. Where's that hot sauce at? Tabasco. Anyway, Lily, would you like to come up and say a few words to us? Lily.
Okay, I'll make this short because I'm also a Bulls fan myself, so we can get out of here. Nita left a message and she said, we want to talk about what's been motivating you, what kept you going. I said, well, first of all, I know it's only the grace of God that has me here right now today. I know that He's brought me all this way. And other than that, I guess I have to think about my family, and my grandma always wanted us to go to school, how I was encouraged to go to school, education, is the key to success. And I learned that and I passed it on to my daughters, and a lot of times my daughters keep me going. I have twin daughters, and the baby twin, she'll graduate from the psychology department in Southern Illinois on Friday. So I know they keep me going. They say, oh, Ruth, you might as well go to school. Why not? You might as well take another class. I'll go back. I'm the one who knew Ruth had been going for 10 off and on for 10 years, okay? And that keeps me going. And then my family here on campus, when I come and we can come together. We have our sister meetings. I see many of the sisters in the audience tonight. And they had to put us out the building because we had so much to share. And my brothers, the young brothers from around the campus, and they see me, with utmost respect. And I think it's those moments that keep me from giving up when I get the bad papers and I walk into the room and they say, oh, you late again, and your assignment ain't never on time. But it's those moments and knowing that we've been in the struggle together. A lot of us are a long way from home. And just knowing that we're not alone, that we're together, and that God didn't bring us this far to leave us now.
We'd like to open the floor up now. The mic was open the floor. If any of the seniors or any of the mentors would like to say anything or have any words to the other seniors or anything like that, this is a time when you can come up and just kind of speak your mind if you'd like to do that. Everybody.
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid?
Yes, James, why don't you talk?
James.
Senior sentiments, bro.
James. Hey, you love to talk, let's go talk, bro. Come on, James.
Yeah. Baby, if you want to come up, go ahead, girl. Come up here.
Yes, they did. They told me in high school. I've never been here. Never. They told me I might as well not even think about going to college because I'm going to do 1 hour prayer per day, 2 hours of prayer per day for 1 hour class a week. And now I'm here. And I would like to thank my parents, my God, my sister, my cat, my mentors, my teachers, my advisors, and special people who helped me along the way, especially at Augsburg and Normandale, where I first went before I came here, and the friends that I made along the way. And I guess that's an African way of saying thank you. James, help me out here. What do you say? Sante Sana.
Most of you all know me as Kool-Aid, but my first name is Michael Morris.
Your first name is Michael Morris?
It's been a very long struggle for me. Most of you guys know that I started off in a 2-year school and transferred to Augsburg, and it's been 4 long years. And I'd like to thank my family. They're not here right now, they're back home. And I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Mark. She's been a big inspiration. I'll come around and see the guys later on next year. So Chad, Keith, I wish you guys the best wishes. Thank you.
My name is Sean McKenzie. I'm from Green Bay, originally born in New Orleans. I just want to give a special thanks from Green Bay, where I'm from. There's a really small African-American population in Green Bay, and this is kind of like the first extended experience that I haven't actually been around this many black folks, and it's been a real pleasure in a sense because I'm, if you want to say a white brother, that's what the definition of it. I was easily the only black kid in my high school, usually the only black kid in my elementary school, middle school, going through up. I was the only black kid, so who else am I going to turn to? So, white people. The only black folks I saw were my parents, and we kind of lost ties with our extended family back home because they kind of see us as traitors because we moved up to the north and everybody else stayed down south. And so, it's been kind of an adjustment for me. I probably didn't make it to many of the African-American events that we had here at school, just because it's like, if you want to say, I was like alien, because I kind of felt uncomfortable being around my own people, to be honest with you. And yes, you're right, it is. And but thanks to you guys and Miss Anita, who's been my second mother here. This last year, she's made, she's definitely, I can say, like, to keep going. I was going through this growing process of recovery from a significant relationship, and she was there for me 24/7. And it's like, there's someone to go talk to and say, hey, we all do this, we all have to experience this as part of growing up. And I want to thank you because I wouldn't have made it just seeing here about you. And I want to thank all. The students for making my time here at Augsburg probably the most enjoyable time I've ever had, and it's showing me how to deal with being around my own people, and getting me back in that comfort level that, hey, I can come to something like this and then I feel like I'm alienated because I haven't been around these people all my life. So I just want to thank you. I wish you guys all luck. Keep the tradition going in intramural basketball. Hey. Stuff like that. So thanks.
My name is James. Big man. I'm one of the brothers Abe from the continent. I'm from Tanzania, East Africa. One of my biggest experience one of the biggest experiences that I ever had was coming to Augsburg. As I said, quite older than the general, general population. I came here at Augsburg as a freshman. My age mates were seniors and juniors, and they were gone the next year I was here. Took me 5 years, took some semester off, took me 5 years. Next, Sunday, not this one, 19th, I'll be graduating. And it has been tough, but I've made it. I am the first male in my generation, in my extended family. And most of you are aware how extended families are in Africa. They are extended way too on my generation, I'm the first male to graduate from college.
All right.
Overall, I'm the third person in my generation to graduate from my family. Two of my sisters, one is here, many of you may have met her, and the other one actually is graduating with a second degree this Saturday from Texas Southern University with a degree in pharmacy, a second degree in pharmacy. Her first being coming from St. Olaf in chemistry, I believe, pre-med. So, and I talked to my father and my mother and my youngest brother. They arrived here yesterday into the US. They're currently in Houston, and they'll be coming up here, I think, on Thursday, on the 17th of this month. So I'm quite happy. My family's here, my father, my mother. I haven't seen them in, since the summer of '93. So it's a good year, I guess.
Didn't even have no notes.
I mean, wait. Well, I was going to try to get out of this, but everybody else went up, so I felt obligated. Really, I mean, there's not really much to say, but thank you, to all of you. People that brought me up when I was down. Kool-Aid, especially, my first year here. He was, what happened was we came in at football camp. And if anyone's ever been in Ernest, they know Ernest the furnace. Because it's very, very, or extremely hot, to say it that way. So then we met Michael. He was playing football at the time. Okay? And for some reason, Kool-Aid was living up in the suburbs, during the summer. That's not allowed out here. But for some reason, Kool-Aid was doing that. So what we did as brothers, I mean, this is how we all bonded our first year. Myself, Chad, Keith, and a few other brothers that probably didn't make it tonight, stayed in one small room, on the floor, on beds. I mean, some of us laid out in the lobby, whatever it was. But there was AC all throughout the building, so we were fine. It didn't matter where we were. And, it helped us out in football, for one. And it helped us out to bond with each other. And I think that was important, that first year. Because that's when we all became real friends. I've never really had a close friend, as far as someone that I can always go to. But throughout the years, after living with them, and the school is so small, you got to see them every day. Well, that gets kind of tiring, but you got to see them every day. So it's like automatic. You automatically become friends. And that's who I want to thank tonight. For one, is all my friends, people that know me, people that love me, people that respect me. And for number two, not number two in order, but number two as in Mrs. Farford. I met her at Mrs. Gay. She had this fine young gentleman come into her life and changed her name. Still call her Miss Gay, so I can't get to it yet. But he understands, and she does too. One of these days, we'll figure something out. And definitely, she's been the biggest inspiration in my life. I left my mom also in Florida. I'm originally from Florida. And there's certain things, I mean, I was raised by all women. So for women, to me, women are, older women I should say, are, I respect them a lot more than I can respect any man or anybody else. And I can bond with these women for some reason that
It's on tape, Ted.
anything I need to say that's personal or whatever it may be, whether it be with a relationship or whether it be with just school or everyday life, I can always go to Mrs. Hawthorne. Past few years I've been kind of shady on going over there because I've been real busy. As you all know, I run a painting business.
Got a good plug in. Okay, that card next.
Their house painting. See me after. So I've been kind of shady with that, but then, you know, she's still there for me. No matter if I say I'll be there and I never show up for another 2-3 weeks, when I come through, it's always with open arms. It doesn't really matter. So I really appreciate that, and I'd like to thank everybody else.
Before I let Jack come up, I just want to thank the people that have come to be a part of our family here tonight. What? Did you want to say something? Oh, I'm sorry. We don't want to cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My name is Ernestine McCurdy, and most of you know me as Tina. I just want to give some words of encouragement for those people that have been told that they cannot make it. I came from Chicago 12 years ago. My family didn't think I would make it. My friends didn't think I would make it. My friends expected me to be back within a year, but I'm still here. At that time, I thought it was a move of my own that I moved here because it was so hard to survive in Chicago. I thought it was me. But when I got here, the Lord started opening doors for me, and I realized that it was He who brought me here.
Solid.
It's He who brought me where I am today. If you believe that you can make it, you can. Get a vision in your mind. The vision that you have in your mind, let it extend. Let it extend beyond the dream. You can make it if you can take it. You're going to get a lot of opposition. You're going to go through trials, tests, struggle. Sometimes the struggle gets hard. But when you have friends that you can depend on, when there's someone that you can talk to, it always helps. It helps. The encouraging word helps. I thank Anita, because I received so many notes in my box from her. And I know that that concern, I felt that concern that it went far beyond these walls. It was genuine. It was the love that she extended to me. And I thank her for that. And I thank God for that. I thank God for these brothers, Michael, Eddie, all the brothers here. You do kind of connect, as that brother was saying. You do make that bond. You make that bond. And it's good. It's good. I'm just so thankful for being a student here. It's almost over. It's almost over. You can make it if you can take it. Yeah.
Thank you for everybody else coming. I appreciate seeing some of the faces that are here, and I think it's important that you're here to support the people that are finishing up school and those of us who are still here. Anyway, I'd like to introduce Chad Jackson, one of our distinguished leaders here on campus, and he has a few words he'd like to say. He's a leader, man. Hey, whatever you say. I don't know. So, anyway, Chad.
All right, well, you've heard some of the testimonies from our graduates, and now it's kind of my job to get some of the numbers behind the faces. It's got to be done, and I've been the one chosen to do it. This 1995-96 school year, here at Augsburg, we'll see 41 students graduate of African descent. And they've all, in some way, shape, or form, if they have not yet, will be making their graduation requirements this year. There are 22 day students, 12 weekend college students, and there are 7 graduate students. Within this group, we have the following undergraduate degrees. We have a wide array of degrees that are represented. We have people that are majoring in business administration, elementary education, psychology, MIS, nursing, social work, accounting, English, chemistry, computer science, history, physical education, and sociology. We have also 6 distinguished students who have gotten their master's degrees in social work, and one also has a MA in leadership. At this time, with all those who will be graduating this year or walking or marching, would you please be standing and be recognized? We'd also like to take this time to recognize mentors and proteges in our UGMA mentoring program. This program has allowed us to reflect, connect with one another and members of our broad community. We are thankful for the participation and encourage you to join us in the planning and facilitating next year. This is a valuable program that has enhanced our academic and career development. Special thanks to Mr. John Jackson with the company of State Farm Insurance, who made it to nearly all of our mentoring sessions this year and was our main contributor and speaker. Thanks to Murray Kelly, who told us over and over again to put yourself in a position to win. Murray, would you stand, please, and be recognized? Also, John, stand and be recognized. And another mentor slash community leader slash ordained minister slash everything else, Fadishi Joe Young. One other note that has to do with Augsburg and the community living environment here. Some of the brothers this year, and I've been asked to speak upon, we took on an adventurous goal this year, and we started a house over in Anderson Hall, the facility that Storm related to earlier, you know, having the AC and being in the suburbs and all that. We took under the acronym BUILD, which stands for Brothers United in Leadership and Development. And our housing facility gave us opportunity to have special interest housing. We chose to do community service residence, whereby we would commit to doing so many certain hours of community service. And this experience, overall, I believe, was a good one. We had our ups and downs. Sometimes we have more downs than ups. Sometimes we have more ups than downs. But overall, I think all 6 of us will be able to walk away with, in one shape or form, be able to walk away with something that they'll be able to help them later on in life. And I believe that only will make us stronger. Because the only way we're going to get stronger is by being together. And although we may not have gotten along at certain times, it will help down the road. And some may not see that right now, but I think that as the years go by and you mature and come with age, including myself, I think that we will see it. It's sad to say that this house will not be back next year because of certain circumstances. Abe finds that rather funny. But I wish all the brothers luck that lived in the house, and I know that for the exception of Storm, we'll all be back next year. I believe all of us living on campus again, and just hope to continue the community, serving the Augsburg community as well as the broader community in the Twin Cities area. Finally, our UGMA mentoring program, we've had an active number of, say, 15 students and 12 active mentors. The uniqueness of our Pan-African mentoring program allowed us to be in stimulating discussion and challenging interaction. It will be modified for the 1996-97 academic school year. The Office of the Pan-African Student Services invites you to join us in the committee for this restructuring of this UGMA mentoring program. I would just like to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Nita Hawthorne once again. I mean, she's been thanked countless times, but yes. Personally, I can just say from traveling to institutions and being quote unquote labeled a Augsburg leader, I've had the opportunity to meet with other students who share the same positions that I share here at this institution. And I can say that I'm very proud of our Pan-African Student Union and the activities and things that we put on here and the amount of participation that we have and the tightness and the closeness that we share here. No matter who you are, where you come from, we welcome everyone, and we are head and shoulders. You see it out in the workforce, you see those, the graduates, you see everybody here. They just have successful looks in their eyes. I wish them the best of luck. They stand up, and they represent. And I really appreciate that. And I just like to thank you all for coming this evening. And God bless y'all and good night. We're selling t-shirts. It's a fundraiser. Fundraiser. Instead of t-shirt.
I want to just wrap up real quick for the night. And we had these shirts made because we had this symbol that we used with this fist up under a graduation hat. And we used this symbol throughout the year. Keith found this, well, we had it in a magazine, so Keith kind of got us attached to it, and we used it throughout our publications throughout the year. So our theme for it says power in education, and we'll be selling these for $10 for our Pan-African Student Services Scholarship Fund. And they come in extra large and touch size.
That's good.
And I'd like to thank Andre for helping organize our program and pulling this together. Movement DC Joe Young has taken a major lead in our mentoring program from last year. And when you run out of money, you can't help have folks come by and do things for free. But he's been still a volunteer and a support to the office all throughout the year. And since the dean is here, I hope she can help find a musician somewhere on the campus. Because he's definitely been an asset for our office and for our campus community. And I'd like to recognize any other faculty and staff on campus. Boyd and Marie and Anita, Denise, staff. And our community friends, Lurleen, Ms. Fridge, Bobby Joe, Mr. LaFleur, Mr. Allen, and the host tables that Tina brought. And I'm trying not to forget anybody, but I'd like to thank our alums also, who are already here. Tua and Charlotte.
John Noel.
John Noel. Who else? And I'd like to thank my cousin for coming.
Cousin.
And my husband.
The most important award of this evening has not yet been given.
Oh.
And it is an award for the best supporter, the best mother, the best sister, the best friend.
She ain't getting away.
Everything in this world we ever have. I wish the woman who deserves this award was here.
Everybody want to tell jokes today.
But I can't give this to her alone. So I would like all the Pan-African students to stand and remain standing.
Jimmy.
And I would like all the freshman faculty and staff to stand and remain standing. And I would like all the alumni to stand and remain standing. And all the community that has made this year just wonderful to stand and remain standing.
All the
And our
cousins.
graduates this year. And everyone that has made our lives so much better. To congratulate and to love this woman that we can't get enough of.
Now Louisiana's in the way now.
Flowers and gifts and recognition.
opportunity to be part of this community. But it's for you. I also want to recognize Bendy as one of our graduates. When I get a list from the register office, her name wasn't on our list for a Pan-African student. Bendy's from Tanzania, but has an Indian background, so sometimes they put her on one list, and sometimes not on the other list. So we didn't purposely forget you. You know how we sometimes get a different list. And then sometimes Bendy also acts like she doesn't want to graduate and stay around, so I wasn't certain. But we have cards for all of our graduates, and if you're here, make certain you look through here. If not, I think I'd be safe to put it in your mailboxes, okay? So I'll do that. We are selling T-shirts, and I do want each of you to take one of these little wrap bags on the way out. And let me just end before we go out with a couple more door prizes, and then we'll end our evening real quick. And where is baby girl? No? Pulling names all night. I think Tula's name appeared in here 3 times. Anita Johnson wins. No, it's okay because I trust your name. Who's Roja in your family? The baby. That's baby girl. I'll have something for her next. Ray Allen.
Roy.
Oh no. There's an A on this. Roy.
Big kid. John, that's your book, man? What's your plate? Yeah. Too much. What you eat, man? The inside.
John was on a diet.
I had 2% chicken.
I did too.
Kool-Aid.
What's your husband's name? Just who?
I saw him the other day at Comfort.
You and Jessica got married?
He was fixing something.
You and Jessica got married? You worked on that a long time.
Lakesh.
Buck wild now, ain't you?
Now take your name.
Then smile
Make sure I got Bobby Champion Esquire. Or as the song says, the wonderful couple. Joe. You got my number.
She like
You got my home number working.
See, I should put real.
She went to what? She went to what?
Must be present to win.
Too bad.
And she stays here.
Too bad. That's not mine.
Sister Maddie Jones.
Maddie.
Relicia. Second name. Tell us your last name. Yes.
that woman him involved with that job. I know I don't have no teeth.
You did both of them.
I almost, I really couldn't believe it. That'd be cute.
Can't you get a one?
See, I knew I heard A's name. A's a trip.
You got teeth for two.
How many? Two so far.
I told you that's the way to go.
Where's your brother at?
You're like the IRS back there.
Leah Carson.
Oh, no, take
Table. I was going to sit back there. I was going to get in the flavor.
Excuse me?
I'm going to sit over there with the winning table.
Hey, man.
Yeah, you excuse me.
Don't sit down. Chill with the folks. You don't get fired.
Keith.
Hold on.
You ready to go take? Come on.
It's burning now. See, I didn't tell me these table. Oh, man.
Next, well, next supposed to be doing us a song at the end. Next.
Oh, see Chad? I'm okay.
Chad, he's gonna run out of door fries.
That's all right.
Gotta be all good though.
They getting smaller though.
It's gotta be all.
Gotta be.
That's Chad.
That ain't.
Down the floor.
Had him up for about 3.5 point seconds.
Got his hopes up. So I know my little lights. Yellow, go back. What else? I should have voted.
Oh, we coming close.
It is.
We're in our table. You're winning by table. Oh, John, we got
What's that?
I can make a presentation to Nuru. Thank you so much for
Hey, man.
Solid.
because you don't love me no more.
You married woman now.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be acting that way.
Look at you.
Abusing my stuff? That's abusing.
I was trying to wait, you know, get the little sense of
You hard up like me, I know.
That's abusive.
I'm telling you.
Did it crack? No. Oh, now we're going back over there. I was done singing. Did you see that girl? She walked up there. She went there and drew a name and she came. Her name.
Oh, was it? My bad. I ain't hear her name get called. I thought she just walked up there, man.
She did. She did. She did, really. I
Well, that's
saw it.
cool. So, you know, quiet. You know,
Oh, ain't nobody see?
everybody just chilling.
Is your name in that batch?
I don't think so, man.
Wow.
Chad,
Hey, Chad, don't feel bad. I haven't heard Kevin Hawthorne either. I haven't heard his name called.
You know what the gifts are.
She wants something already planned.
Oh, Chad, we didn't got that.
I don't see it.
We got played like this.
We're going to close, any last closing comments or anything? Sorry, cuz.
We got played
again.
Can I say something? I kind of, not forgot, but kind of slipped by me and I didn't talk about it. But when I go here to the United States, this woman right here, first day I walk into class, I had some misunderstanding with one of my professors. I went to this woman, I did not even know her, but I was directed to her office. And at that time, she had a little office by Anita Johnson's way right there. I don't know if y'all remember that office. It was a little room, very small. And
Two people
she
getting
sent it out, and since then, she's been a big help to me, for me to get through with this college. So I don't forget her, she's always on my mind. This is the woman, at that time was Miss Anita Gay, now Mrs.
Everybody got mad like that. She got married.
That would work.
T-shirt that said take over North. Thank you for being here. Miss Baker Kent also
Are you gonna be here for a
reminded us that
second?
she was rich.
Yeah, okay.
We'll be trying to be in touch, we'll be in touch with our office for those of you who are graduates. Her office will be hiring persons for the different jobs that we had, social work majors, accountants, etc. So we'll make certain we'll hook up with you. Thank you for coming. Be careful. Have a good day.
Was that bad?
Credits are rolling. Rolling the credits.
I got a job now, so it's all good. I got a job.
Thank you very much. Miss you very much. If I come back, I'm going to remember you.
Don't come back. Go on forward. You got so much to do.
Yes, my dad wants me to go to business degree.
Go for
I might
it.
go for it here. You know, as long as I'm in a safe environment.
You'll be all right.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
But thank you, Laura, for being a mentor for me.
Yeah. I will. The cutest thing.
so that's all right. Oh yeah. Then Miss Kelly. All right. Did you put that together? You should have asked Joe. I mean,
Yeah.
Joe, yeah.
Did I put what together?
You know, if you run.
Yes,
Keep you excited. It ain't worth that much. Oh, it's worth a whole lot. I'll tell you what.